in network marketing, and now she has found her home here in Censiano with us. So welcome up to the lady that's going to lead this business panel, Director Sue Booth. Woo!
For those of you who don't know me, and there are some new people in the room, so I will briefly tell my story, really briefly. I've been in the industry 38 years now, a lot older than some people imagine, and but been successful in the companies that I've actually been with. 20 years in one company, got to the top of that company, and my partner in crime, Nigel, has always been there supporting me until he actually watched my income overtake his. And then he went, "What are you doing? How much time are you putting in?" And I thought, oh, 10, 15 hours a week. We had a 7-year-old daughter who's now 42, and he just turned around and went, "Well, if you've done that within that time, why didn't you work harder?" And I just went, let's move to the side. So he actually joined me in my business, and it became his business. I'm sure that many people have been in that situation where you kind of did want to, it's like FOMO, isn't it? Fear of missing out. So we have built a fantastic business together over 20 years and left that company because it no longer aligned with our ethos. So one of the main things for us was being authentic, very, very, what's the word? I've lost the word completely. Can't think of it. But just authentic and making sure that we were doing things in the way that we would, ethically, that's right, ethically as we would want to be treated ourselves. We looked around after resigning from that company. We had a big team of nearly 15,000 people. And we left all of that behind and started afresh. And when you do that, you kind of, all of a sudden, you have to start ticking those boxes to see whether that company aligns with you. So the companies that we actually chose to align with afterwards actually were not right for us. They weren't right, corporately wise, product wise, and all of a sudden, you really then start to choose again and make those decisions again. So when we saw, and we were introduced, we'd known Dave Ives for some time in previous business, and when he left that business, we actually said, okay, so what are you doing? And he said, well, come and meet me. Come and meet me. So we went down on Easter Sunday, armed with Easter eggs for his daughter Logan, and we knew the situation he was in, and he's already told you that, I'm sure. But it was a case of being able to see that bigger vision. And he said to me, I know you've been in health and nutrition for a long, long time. I studied nutrition, qualified as a nutritionist, but I did not want to be a therapist nutritionist. I wanted it for my benefit to be able to share and hopefully impact on others. So he said to me, I know you take supplements. I went, yeah, have done for 30 odd years. How do you know they're working? That question. How do you know they're working? Well, I went, I hope they are. I've spent an awful lot of money on that. Nigel actually did an assessment about how much we spent just on omega-3, about £22,500 on omega-3 products. So that's, and then when I did my test, it came back, it's not working. Within 4 months of that, I was back in balance. And more importantly, 4 months within that time, I was able to come off all my 7 medications after having a heart attack in 2017. So, delighted. That creates a certain amount of passion within you to actually be able to help other people. And so my vision was to be able to help other people achieve the same sort of thing. I would like to invite the people who have been actually so Chris and Sarah Fryer, Alex Alexander, Ali Payden and Stephen Wilson to join me. Give you that one. Right. Now it's my first time. I'm going to start at the other end. Sorry. So Chris and Sarah, they actually have recently joined, very recently joined, Zinzino. Was it last month, wasn't it?
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago now. And you've achieved Diamond.
Yes.
Congratulations. So one of our newest diamonds in the room. Chris is an ex-plumber and has worked within movies. Don't get his autograph yet. He also went to the top of his company that he worked with previously, creating over 21,000 team members. Makes my 14,500 a bit shabby, really, doesn't it? And 68,000 customers within there. Together they built a 7-figure income between them. But the other lady, Sarah, actually is quite an impactful person as well. Professional dancer. She used to work with alongside Len Goodman of Strictly. And she's also been in 2 companies and got to the top of those companies within 1 year. So I guess she might be worthwhile listening to. Do you think so?
Yeah.
And obviously they reached the top in 1 year. And Sarah, tell us a little bit more. What made you decide to come back to the industry after a break of 3 years?
That's a good question. Can you hear me? Oh, God, I've got really loud now, so I don't want to be too close. I was bored. I went back to the corporate world because I originally worked for Lloyd's of London and I was in accounting. And I was so tired of building teams and people leaving. And someone mentioned earlier about having to chase that customer, which is so true. So I put a post up in December and I was like, I'm bored, what's out there? And I had 200, 300 comments and about 200 in my inbox. And I was like, so we've still got a network. So there was loads of people, 99% of them were weight loss pills. And then there was Mr. J Lock. And they had been talking to me about 2 years ago. I just wasn't interested. I was tired of the flying. I was working in the air. I was working at airports. I was in Vegas, going across to Dallas, going across to Florida. And it was just quite exhausting. So it was in Miami, wasn't I, in 2019. And I just said to the girls, this is my last run. And I'd already earned 6 figures in 3 months. And I just went. I just was tired. And I said, that's enough. But you do miss it. I think once you get the feel for it all, it's embedded in you. So I had a look and they left me and I liked that. Everyone else was like, Sarah. But Jay left me. He sent me a blood test. I looked at it for 4 months and just left it on the side.
Did it work for you then?
Well, this is it. I didn't do it till the April and I didn't send it off till this month. Like, I really, really thought about this. I got on the phone with Rebecca, wherever you are, lovely lady, and I got to speak to Orion, and the comp plan, there was a part of the comp plan, I think it's called the mentor match or the mentor bonus, and I like how if a leader can help a leader and be rewarded for that, it encourages you to raise leaders. So in one of my other companies, I was quite focused on that part of the compensation plan. And then the blood test. There's so many skeptics in England. I love working with Americans, Canadians. They're like, yeah, I'll spend $1,000, no problem. And then the English are a bit like, £50. But I was like, well, now they can take a blood test. So I can prove that their money is worth using. So after a lot of talking and a lot of thinking, and yeah, I sort of just said, yeah, let's give it a go. We've got the network, they've got the product, and I've normally come in for a comp plan, but it was the blood test. We did, yeah. Yeah, the product was the... So yeah, and here I am 4 weeks later, going for it.
Congratulations. And why do you think Zinzino is different from other companies?
Oh, that's a great question. For many reasons, the blood test is the obvious one. It really just... when one of my last companies had a particular product, and it made me move because I knew that when I put that onto social media, it was going to go bang. And I have not seen anything else where I feel that social media will say, I need that. And I think when you're marketing on social media, you want to pique curiosity. And I was like...
It's the two tests. You can see it's working after 120 days. We're not there yet, but it's like with our old company, it was something you put on the arm and you don't know if it's working or not, but this, you can actually prove it, and I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it makes it different. And Orion is different. I've really enjoyed the time I've spent with him and Miss Rebecca. Actually going over to Norway this month because I just need to go and see these guys. But he is different. He is confident, but not in a salesy. I can't remember my words. I want to say.
He doesn't change his words.
It's just different. So yes, and I just really enjoyed the time with them, and I sort of fell in love quite quick, and it's different. The vibe's different. I don't want to be working 17. I just did that for a month, but I thought just do May, bring as many of my friends with me. No one knows who they are yet. We've done it all in secret. There's nothing on social media yet at all. But I just thought, that we can do that. And look what we've done. We've done it without having to go crazy because it's different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you see your future with Zinzino?
Oh, I see a lot of travelling. The thing that shocked me the most here is we've only tested 3,000 people in Canada and only 33,000 in America. And that opportunity is ridiculous. And I'll be honest, the most people I've brought over are Canadian and American at this point. I have my UK team, but it's the Americans, that's why I'm so tired. So I see...
Late nights, early mornings, yeah.
Oh gosh, it's been challenging. But Miss V has just offered to travel US with me, and we're going to go over and do a little tour over the USA and meet all of my friends. I see a lot of travelling Europe. I haven't even touched my French and... I've got so many friends all over the world. But also, I'm a big believer in events. And what I want to do here is I want testing stations. And I want to travel all around the UK. And I just want to get the word out. We want to bring people in, get them tested, and just get this out there. So I see a lot of travelling. Yes, the money would be great, but I don't chase money. I don't. I like to have fun. I like people. I like to talk, and I just think if we can just get one event a month, that's 12 counties we can hit in a year, and that's where I see. I'm not going to look any further than that. Like I know Miss V's like how much, but no, I think looking at a year. I want testing stations. I want to travel the UK, Europe, Canada, and America.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Mr. Wilson, so you've heard Stephen's quite amazing testimony health-wise and how he's really impacted so many people's lives, helping them to become more healthy, take control of their own health. And he's a great ambassador for that. I really think you'll appreciate that and agree. And he spends his life helping improve other people's lives, which is great. And he's a health practitioner. We've heard that, but he's a health practitioner extraordinaire. He's as well as being a full-time dad as well. He's got two lovely children, Penelope and Bo, and they're kind of. How old's Penelope now? 6. 4.5, sorry, 4.5, and then going on 15, I know. It gets worse. I've got one that's 42, probably going on about, And then he's got Bo as well, his little boy, which so he was a top distributor in a previous company, and when you move from a previous company, kind of a company, there are certain things that you need to assess. As I said before, that for us it was important that everything had to align with us to know that we were making those right choices, and we wanted to find a forever home because we didn't join this business till 65 and we're both 70 this year, and it's just like kind of time's not on our side. I don't know, I'll get to the 2050 and however many countries and customers. But tell us a little bit more about what makes you tick. What makes you, I know that you said when we were chatting earlier about the ripple effect.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah. So just going back on that previous company, like my background is really networking before health kind of thing. So I have been in the top rank in another company quite quickly, and when you get up to the top ranks, you start seeing like the behind the curtains, as I like to say. What's really going on. When you get these special meetings and what have you. And I was in that company about 5-6 years. Can you hear me all right? Sorry.
No.
Shout. Can you hear me? Sorry. So when you're in another company and you get high up, you start to see all the cracks and things that you probably didn't see in the beginning. When you're pushing through and earning the money and made like a celebrity, you probably had all this. And flying around the world, going to the MGM Grand, rooms with like 20,000 people in and all that kind of stuff. And you kind of, as you're learning more about like in my background, like nutrition and health and coaching and psychology, you start to see what's happening and it doesn't feel right to me. And I had 2 years of like getting the income and thinking, why am I like selling these kits what my team don't even need, and like really promoting to the distributors, not the customer base. So the biggest thing was like, for me, was like the congruency of that. And I started stepping away a little bit. Then as the more and more I learned about nutrition and products and health, with my own journey and my client base, I was like, these products are not even that good, but the income are there. And then you've got a congruency issue with yourself, So I stepped away and said I'd never do network marketing again, set my clinic up in Cheshire, and had about 4 or 5 years just doing that. But then suddenly realised that there's only so much ceiling you can hit in doing really good money. It'll kind of match the money from the network marketing, but I'd have no time then, and I become the business rather than, the jam in the jar, as I call it, rather than making the, working on the business rather than in it. And then Dave reached out to me, Dave Ives, or a legend, and he said, the article that you wrote about omega-3, fantastic, love it. So compliment the prospect, I know that one. I guess obviously I've been in the network marketing space. And then he said, if there were a test to prove that what you're saying is right, would you take it? And I went, oh God, here we go. And I kind of bumped him for about 4 to 6 months, I reckon. Right about that, Dave? Something like that? Yeah. Pretty well. Every week, oh, love your story. Oh, kid, you got a kid. And he were on me like a cheap suit. And so he were on me. I eventually came down to London, met Orion. There were about 7-8 people in the room. I was the person who said, great business model, test me, give me your product, give me another test, I'm on it for life. Yeah, cool, good idea. And he said, oh, no, there's a big box here, there's a big box here. They're anonymous, let's do it. So I did a test. My score wasn't too bad, but I failed the test. And
what was your first test result?
I don't like sharing too much because it sounds a bit, it was 4-1.
That's pretty good.
But my cell membrane was 12-1, which is really, getting rid of the, getting the nutrients in, getting the antioxidants out, getting everything working properly in the cell, getting that permeable. So that really opened my eyes. Then I started testing some of my clients, did top team 100 like really quickly, and then diamond, in a few months, I think it was, wasn't it? So yeah, I fell in love with the product. I didn't want to do the network marketing side, and then I was like, what is the ripple effect if I don't share the opportunity? Does that person, I come from quite a poor background, and it was like, I had that choose one sport, or you can have one set of golf balls for your tournament, that kind of, sorry, let me just get a drink. It was very much that kind of background, my dad was quite strict, and he'd be like, pick one sport, we can't afford to do too many, and I always felt like that struggle. I had 3 jobs from 11, and all that kind of stuff. So when Zinzino really hit me and the light bulb moment came that everyone needs this product, it makes a huge impact. I'm seeing my clients' life literally change, just literally within a few months on all different levels, from anxiety to depression to appearance to confidence to gut health, whatever. There's just so many testimonials out there, it's ridiculous. And then I was like, I know for a fact I can't share the message enough just by myself. There's not enough hours in the day, and that's a discredit to myself and my belief system. And that's when I kind of started taking it more seriously and started recruiting like I would, when I was younger, in like ignorance on fire kind of thing. But now it's not ignorance, because you can see the product working. And what I say to a lot of people is, I'm a health practitioner, but I'm really I'm a networker first. And I think people see this product, it's so good, it will never let you down. That's what I said to all the health practitioners, you know, when they're a bit sceptical, this product will not let you down. When you go down the rabbit hole with it, you'll be ringing me every day to join, and they do. But and you might not be a practitioner in here, and that's probably better, because I overcomplicate it sometimes, and I know Dr. Collins said the other day, just keep it simple. And I'm learning to redo that, because of my nutrition brain. I'm like, oh, it does this, it does this, it does this, it does this. And you know, you don't really need to do that. And the top people in the whole business are not health practitioners. You know, the networkers, the people who have got vision.
What's your next goal?
My next goal is Crown for Oslo. I think that's the one. We're building an epic team. And I just want to, the ripple effect, just to finish on that, is what you do today, you might never see the impact of, but it can change somebody's life, whether from a health perspective, the child might start speaking because you've given them, you know, different supplements what help with that, etc. And the money, they might take the child to a golf lesson and something else. And that means a lot to me, so that's why I do it.
Well done, thank you. We're coming to Ali next. Ali Page, and you've heard of an amazing customer kind of progression, and you know, top team 200, which is pretty much an achievement. That's pretty amazing. And you've experienced 2 director trips now because of that, which is fantastic. Tell us a little bit more about what made you choose to implement Zinzino into your business.
So firstly, I'm a skin clinic, and I'm not like any of these people. I don't have any networks at all. So my focus was just skin, and I have been working in a box room for 35 years. And I met Ruth, and she said, oh, I mean, in the clinics we all sell products, whether it's skin creams or vitamins, and I was with another company selling vitamins and not knowing if it was working for me. So she said, I'm with this test company, do you want to try it? And I said, yeah, let's put it on the shelf and I'll try it. And I tested myself, and one of the other things I tested was my vitamin D. And being in a dark room for 35 years, do you know what my vitamin D was? 20. 20. Wow. It should be, for those that don't know, should be around 90 to 100 really for optimal. And I was 20. I'm thinking, I've got to get out of this room. And how am I going to do it? So once I tested all these clients, thinking, right, I've got to go. So that's what I've done. I've started building a team, and then I can share that love of my products to all my team, and I've started building a downline. So you don't have to have a whole network for some people. Obviously it is amazing if you do, and I wish I did, but I don't. So you have to get that organically. And I've got a great team, and all my team are reaching the levels we need to get the 25 customers, and that's really important. We've got great support. I love the opportunity. I love going in the sunshine. I love travelling. And yeah, that's kind of...
And where do you see Zinzino playing in your future?
Going to Phuket.
It's a good one to start with.
Yeah, I would like to reach all the goals, and why not? The more love that we share with Zinzino, and the more people that we can help. Because a lot of people say, oh, it's network marketing, but actually, you're helping people as well. So instead of just helping my 200 customers, I can help the world. And if each clinic helps everybody else, then that's like a massive, massive goal. And everyone will have beautiful skin because all their cells from inside out will look fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. It's our last person here, Alex. Alex Alexander, he's in Artie's team, and can I get rid of that one, sorry. Still live. I've left you to last because I know he likes to chatter. Sorry, Alex. He's 29 years veteran, a bit like me really, in, kind of a veteran of network marketing, but a background in civil engineering as well. So he's been with Art for 29 years as well. 29 years, that's pretty good, isn't it? So thank you, Art, for introducing him. He's from Perthshire in Scotland, as you might recognise from his accent when he speaks, and thank you for the mints I got earlier. They're very nice, thank you. tell me, obviously, you know, you've had great success in your previous company, and where do you see the journey with Zinzino going?
Well, thank you very much, Sue. We apologise, there will be no subtitles. Okay? So stick with me, I'll speak my best English. In my previous company, what I was really big into was learning the process and then teaching the process and then duplicating the process and then me getting out of the way and then bringing through these new leaders. Now, we did that in this previous company. I was with Art Napolitano, who's sitting over there.
Yeah.
Way back, it was after the dinosaurs. It wasn't that far back. But way back, it was a company, Artie went to the top, I went to the second top. The last company we went in, he went to the top, I went to the second top. And then when he rang me about this journey that we're going to have and go to this place called Oslo, I went, wow. I says, they even get more snow than we get. So, but we went there and then I found Zinzino. And here I am, only, got some water maybe?
Have we got some water? That'd be good.
I'll take anybody's water. COVID's finished, anybody's water.
I've got to get back up again now. Yeah, pass it over. Oh, God. Old lady, so. Yeah.
And for those that know Scotland, this is just purely water. So I joined Zinzino, went out 3.5 months ago to Oslo, saw a magnificent company, saw a bunch of great people, met some of these magnificent people working in the factory, we were privileged to spend a lot of time with Hilda and Orion over a 3 or 4 day event, and it was just fantastic. So for me, I've now realised I'm getting a bit older now. I think I'm 42 next week. So, so getting a bit older now, and I realise that health really is our wealth, and that I want to be with this company called Zinzino because we can truly help people to get to a new place mentally, a new place physically, and then we can help people get to a new place financially. I just think that's a fantastic triple crown that Scotland's won a few times this past few years. So there we go.
What's your goal for Zinzino for you and your team?
What's my goal for Zinzino? My goal for Zinzino would be to take everybody in my team with me all this way. So if I go to Diamond, they come to Diamond. If I go to Crown, they come to Crown. If I go to President, will Rebecca got to, I want to bring them. So I guess I'm here for the long haul.
Fantastic. Have you got any unusual stories for us, Alex?
Unusual stories, Well, okay, any unusual stories? I was in Glasgow once. You don't go there after 6 o'clock. To the Scotties, I'm only kidding. I was in Glasgow once, I was in the Marriott, and I don't know about you, but I love doing the circles. You know the circles? This is you. This is Tom, this is Bill, and this is Sue. I used to always use Sue.
Okay.
So this guy sat there, I've got 2 young dudes on the sofa here, and I said to this guy, so this is you, this is Tom, this is Bill, and this is Sue, and Tom and Bill and Sue are going to get 6 customers each, and you'll get a promotion, and then we'll do the same with Tom, Bill and Sue. And the guy says, I'm okay with Tom and Bill, but I don't think Sue can get 6 customers. I says, well, she will get 6 customers because we're going to help Tom and Bill and Sue to get the 6 customers, and then you become this, and then we'll do the same with them. He goes, no, I'm really okay with Tom and Bill. Sue, I know will not get 6 customers. I says, well, I won't tell you what I said. I said, but we'll teach Sue. He says, I'm telling you, Sue will get 6 customers. At which point he jumps up and he says, look, I've been married to Sue for 35 years. And I'm letting you know she'll never get 6 customers. I never knew you had a wife called Sue. I know I've got a boy called Sue. At this point, these 2 Glasgow boys, this is true story, laughed so much that they went over in the sofa in the foyer. The sofa is upside down. They're crawling over here, and the guy gets up. He says, "You people are weird." And then he walks down to go out the Marriott. And I'm saying, for goodness sake, guys, and I'm shouting, "Come back, sir. Please come back. It's okay. We will not talk to Sue." And you know what he says? He says, "You people are weird. You keep away from my wife." So we lost that one. He got away. So it's like what Artie sometimes says, when you're sowing the seeds, some of the seeds get picked up with the birds and some of the seeds get taken away. So there's my unusual story, and I can see I'm in time right there. So I think the secret here is you've got to look after the people. Your focus must be with your people. The focus is never on you. What can you do for your people? How fast can you take them through? If there's a storm, we'll reset the sail and we'll get through the storm. So that's where I am. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you all. I appreciate all of you rising stars, and that's what you are, you're rising stars, and we know that we're going to see an awful lot more of you in the future. So, just take what you can, those little nuggets that each of those have shared, make sure that you actually implicate those into your business. And I wish you all the success that you deserve.